the water today on a beautiful day. We are celebrating the freedom to fish here in the Bay Area thanks to our friends over at Freedom Boat Club. Captain Jace back with us. Hi, how are you doing?
Good, great. And yourself?
Any excuse we can be out on the water, that's what we're doing. That's why we like to have you guys as friends of the show.
It's a good day at work. Good day at work.
So here's the deal. So we're starting a new series where we really want to show our viewers some good fishing tips, right? Encourage people to get out of the water. Here we live in this beautiful spot, I think in probably the world.
Right.
One of the best fishing destinations in the world, right? So let's talk about kind of what is in season now. What should people be looking for?
Right now we have a ton of redfish, trout. We have some snook, but you do have to let those go. I mean, the grouper, the bite's been on there. As far as Sheep's Head, as far as Bahia Reef has been loaded with tons of fish. So it's been a good time out there. So
talk about the location of where we're at. We kind of we departed from the Ruskin location.
Correct. We're more in the back country right now. We do have the wind that picked up out in the bay, so this is a little secluded secret spot that it's always nice to come back in here because you're out of the breeze, you're out of the waves, so it usually holds a lot of fish back in here. So there's a nice estuary. It's going to hold a lot of manatees, porpoise, and stuff like that. You'll see them too. But it's definitely good back here on days like this.
So when you are looking for a fishing spot, I mean, obviously, if we all knew the million-dollar question of where all the fish are, I mean, what are some things that you look for to go ahead
here,
and...
we're fishing a drop-off, so we have a nice drop-off, and usually when the tide starts to move, whether it's going in or going out, it's going to create the bait run. So you're going to see the bait tries to scatter and go into the mangroves. So from that point, that's when the light turns on and the fish start to feed.
Weather-wise, are we doing pretty good right now as far as temperature?
Definitely. The warmer it gets, the better the fishing will be over here. So.
Okay. So let's talk about bait. What do you recommend people use this time of year?
This time of year right now, I'm using some shrimp. Shrimp is good in the backcountry. You can also use pilchards, which is a nice sized greenback. That's like candy for most of the fish back here in this water. I like to use shrimp on a day like today. You have tons of the other bait as far as the greenbacks. So it's something that they can have, which is the shrimp, so I'm going to present that to them. Usually you're going to get a lot of strikes because shrimp are going to move a little slower. I'm using a 2-aught hook, already sharpened, so it's important. A lot of people just buy crappy hooks, and you definitely want to have a laser sharpened hook. It's the difference between catching a fish or losing a fish.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
any other pointers, tips? What kind of line you using?
Today I'm using a light leader. I like to use a lighter leader because it's translucent. You can see right through it. The fish don't see it. So the lighter the pound that I'm using here, 20 pound, you're gonna get more strikes and bites on. If I notice that I'm getting broke off by bigger fish, then I'll step it up and I'll go to a 30 or maybe even a 40.
Talk about rods. What kind of rods do you like to use?
Rods, I like to use, these are all-around rods, both of them. They're Shimano reels. I have Shimano rods, Star rods. The main thing is a fast action. It's super light. I mean, if you want to pick that up and feel how light it is, I mean, it's amazing.
This one right here?
Yeah. I mean, it's super light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a feather. So anything, if you hold that and you feel that, I mean, it's really sensitive, so you're going to feel the bounce, whether a bait or something strikes it. You'll notice all that, and that's important when you're trying to set a hook.
All right. Talk about location here in the Bay Area and where some good spots are. And that's what I love about Freedom Boat Club, too, is because you have locations all over the Bay Area. Where are some hot spots now? Where should people launch out of?
Right now, you can go out of Hula Bay. That's a great location. You can go out of Tarpon Springs, Clearwater the same. All the flats are going to be loaded right now with tons of bait, which is awesome. You throw your cast net one time and you're off to the races to go fish. The grouper bite is on, mackerel, redfish, like I said, back in here in the backcountry, the same, trout. Sheep's Head, they've been killing the sheep's head. I mean, tons of them. A buddy of mine went out today, they must have caught about 20 of them, you know, so that's a great eating fish. A lot of people love those. Like I said, cobia, definitely have seen a few cobia, caught 2 of them about 2 weeks ago out on the wreck here, Bahia Wreck. So there's definitely, you have a variety of places you can go, whether you're bottom fishing or if you want to throw a cork on and fish on the flats and bounce around. So you have a huge variety here in our Tampa Bay area as far as our fish.
All right, sounds good. Any other pointers that people should know or any kind of mistakes people tend to do out on the water this time of the year?
Usually everybody that I talk to that they say that they don't like to fish, the first question I ask them is why? And they say, because I don't catch anything. Well, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
So if you get out there, try using lighter leader. You know, spend the money and get a good fluorocarbon. It's like, it turns everything invisible. The fish don't see it. You know, if you're hanging something that's like a wire leader with all these like pink little balls and giant weights, the fish are going to see that, and it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. It's nothing that seems natural that they'd want to eat, so they avoid it.
And that's the trick, right? Looking natural, you don't, you know.
Presentation is everything when it comes to fishing, whether you're using artificials or whether you're using live bait. If it does not look natural, if it's moving unnatural, they're not going to touch it.
All right, well, sounds good. Well, thanks so much for bringing us out on the water once again. We're going to get to fishing. We're going to see if we can actually do some catching as well, right?
There you go.
And we love hanging out with you, so thank you so
Awesome, same
much.
here.
Of course, Freedom Boat Club, you can get more information with them. They have a great website. Check them out on social media, too, and we'll also post that info on our website, tvmorningblend.com.